You can pick perfect entries every single day and still blow up your account. I'm going to say that again. You can pick perfect entries every single day and still blow up your account. The reason isn't your setups. It isn't your analysis. It's the part of trading nobody teaches you, how you exit. Today I'm handing you the exit framework that separates the traders who keep their gains from the traders who watch every winner turn into a loser. Welcome back to From Zero to Funded in 30 Days. This is day 14, and if yesterday was about learning when to click buy, today is about the part of the trade that determines whether that click actually pays you or not. Here's the thing, almost no beginner realizes until they've lost money. A great entry with a terrible exit is still a losing trade. You can be right about the direction, you can be right about the level, you can time it perfectly, and you can still walk away red because you didn't manage the trade once you were in it. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to plan your exit before you enter, when to take partial profits, when to move your stop, when to let it run, and when to walk away with whatever the market gave you. This is the material that turns winning setups into an actual profit and loss statement at the end of the month. Every exit you'll ever take on NQ falls into one of three categories. And just like entries, understanding which one you're using changes how you approach the trade. Type 1 is the target exit. This is where you predefined a specific price you're going to close the trade at before you even entered. Price hits your target, you close, you're done. This is the cleanest, simplest, and most mechanical exit type, and honestly, the one I recommend beginners start with. Type 2 is the trailing exit. This is where you're letting the trade run and moving your stop with it as price goes in your favor. Locking in more of the gain the further it moves. You're giving up guaranteed profit at your original target in exchange for a chance at a much bigger winner. Type 3 is the time-based or discretionary exit. This is where you close a trade because something changed. End of session, a news event, a shift in structure, price is chopping and going nowhere. It's not because your stop or your target hit. It's because the reason you took the trade is no longer valid. Most of your NQ trades will end in one of these three ways. There is no fourth option that doesn't involve you fumbling something. Here's the rule that separates disciplined traders from everybody else, and I want you to write this down. You do not enter a trade until you know exactly where you're taking profit and exactly where you're getting out if you're wrong. Both prices before you click every single time. This is the exact opposite of what most beginners do. Most beginners enter first, then start figuring out targets and stops on the fly while the trade is already breathing on them. That's how you make emotional decisions. That's how you move stops. That's how a $200 winner turns into a $500 loser because you froze. If you planned the exit before you entered, you don't have to think when price is moving. You already made the decision. Your job in the trade is to execute the plan, not to make new ones under pressure. This connects directly back to day 13. Point 4 on the checklist was your stop in dollars. Point 5 was your target with reward to risk. Those 2 points are your exit plan. If you skipped them yesterday, go back and rewatch because everything in today's video assumes you're already doing that work before every trade. Let's break down each exit type starting with target exits because they're the easiest to execute and the hardest to mess up emotionally. A target exit is exactly what it sounds like. You place a limit order at a specific price when you enter, and if price hits that level, your position closes automatically. You don't need to be at your screen. You don't need to make a decision. The market either pays you or it doesn't. How do you pick that target? 3 tools from earlier in the course. First, the 161.8% Fibonacci extension from day 12. That's my primary target on almost every pullback entry. Second, a prior support or resistance level from day 3. Third, the session high or low or the prior day's high or low. where obvious liquidity is going to sit. Whichever one is closest to your entry usually becomes your first target. The rule I follow: target has to give me at least 2 to 1 reward to risk. If it doesn't, either the setup isn't good enough or I need to look for a better entry price to make the math work. Here's what I love about target exits: they force discipline. You made a decision when your brain was calm and clear. You're honoring that decision when price gets there. No greed, no fear, no second guessing. If price goes past your target and keeps running, that's fine. You didn't lose money by taking your planned profit. Anybody who tells you otherwise is going to give you very expensive advice. Now let's talk about trailing exits, because this is where things get more nuanced and where beginners often get themselves in trouble. A trailing exit means you're not closing at a fixed target. Instead, you're moving your stop loss up behind price as it moves in your favor, so that if price finally reverses, you exit with whatever gain you've locked in, but you're keeping yourself in the trade for as long as it wants to keep running. The upside is obvious. Every trader remembers the one runner that would have paid 10 times what they took. Trailing stops are how you catch that trade the next time it comes. The downside is what nobody talks about. Trailing stops give back profit every single time. By definition, you're never exiting at the exact peak. You're exiting after price has already turned against you by some amount. If you trail too tight, you get shaken out on normal noise. If you trail too wide, you give back a huge chunk of your gain. There are 3 basic methods I use for trailing on NQ. Method 1, the swing structure trail from day 5. As price makes new higher lows in an uptrend, you move your stop just below each new higher low. Simple, structural. Method 2, the moving average trail from day 8. On NQ, I'll often use the 9 or 21 EMA on the time frame I'm trading, and I move my stop to just below the moving average as it climbs with price. When price closes below the moving average, I'm out. Clean and rule-based. Method 3, the volatility trail. This is more advanced, but here's the concept. You measure the average size of a candle's true range over the last several candles and place your stop that distance away from price, updating it as price moves. This lets your stop breathe with the natural volatility of NQ, instead of getting picked off on random one-tick noise. Whichever method you pick one and stick with it. The worst thing you can do is switch mid-trade to lock in a smaller profit. That's not trailing, that's panicking. Here's the exit strategy I use on the majority of my NQ trades, and I want to give this section extra attention because it's how most professionals actually manage runners in real life. A partial exit means you're closing part of your position at a defined target. Why do this? Because you get both. You lock in guaranteed profit on the first portion, which pays for your risk and takes the pressure off mentally, and you keep some exposure on for the chance at the bigger move. Here's how I structure it on NQ. If I'm trading 2 contracts, I'll take 1 contract off at my first target, usually the 2 to 1 or 3 to 1 level. As soon as that fills, I move my stop on the remaining contract to my entry price, meaning that even if the second contract stops out, the trade is essentially break-even or slightly profitable overall. Now I can let the runner do whatever it wants. Worst case, I made money on the first partial and broke even on the second. That structure alone, partial at 2 to 1, moves stop to break even, solves 90% of the emotional decisions beginners struggle with. You're never going to sit there sweating a winner turning into a loser because it structurally can't anymore. Moving stops is one of the most misunderstood parts of trade management, so let's get very specific about how it should actually work. Rule 1, stops move in one direction only, in your favor, never against you. If you're long, your stop can move up, it cannot move down. If you're short, your stop can move down, it cannot move up. The moment you widen a stop mid-trade to give the trade more room, you've broken your original risk plan. Rule 2, move to break even after your first partial or after a defined milestone. Once price has moved meaningfully in your favor, usually 1-to-1 on your risk, or after you've taken a partial, your stop belongs at your entry price at the absolute latest. Some traders even move it slightly beyond entry to guarantee they cover commissions. Either way, once that's done, the trade cannot lose you money. That's a psychological shift that changes how you see the rest of the trade. Rule 3. After break-even, use structure or a moving average, not gut feel. Once you're past break-even and letting a runner work, your stop should move on defined technical levels only. New higher-low forms, stop moves up under it. Price closes above a specific EMA, stop moves up to the EMA. You do not stare at the chart and decide, I feel like moving my stop. That's a decision made by fear or greed, not by your plan. Now let's talk about the exit type nobody plans for, but every trader has to know how to execute. The something changed, get me out exit. There are specific situations where I close a trade before it hits either my target or my stop. First, the setup thesis broke. If I entered a pullback long because I thought the trend was still intact and then structure breaks against me on the higher time frame, I don't need to wait for my stop. My reason for being in the trade is gone. I'm out. Second, an unexpected news event. Fed speakers, jobs numbers we didn't have on the calendar, geopolitical headlines. If something drops that's going to make NQ move 10 times its normal range, I'm not sitting through it hoping. I close. Third, end of session. If it's 20 minutes before the close and I'm in a trade that isn't at target and isn't going anywhere, I usually flatten. Overnight risk in NQ is real. Holding a trade because I don't want to admit it didn't work is not a plan. Fourth, I'm losing focus. This one is personal, but I want to be honest about it. If I'm exhausted, tilted from a previous trade, or my head isn't in the game, I close the trade even if the setup is still technically valid. That is lose small or lose it all at its most literal. A few mistakes that will drain a decent account faster than anything else. Mistake 1, moving your stop wider mid-trade because it just needs more room. You already picked the room when you entered. Widening the stop is you rewriting the plan under pressure. Mistake 2, taking profits way too early because you're scared it'll reverse. If your target is 2-to-1, take 2-to-1. If you're consistently closing at half your target because you can't stand watching it move, your emotional risk tolerance is smaller than your setup requires. Mistake 3, refusing to close a losing trade because you don't want to be wrong. This is the account killer. Your stop is your stop. When it hits, you're out. No matter how sure you were about the trade. The market doesn't care what you thought. It cares what you do. Mistake 4, over trading a runner. Constantly checking, constantly adjusting, constantly worrying. If your plan says trail behind swing structure, then trail behind swing structure and go make coffee. The trade doesn't need you hovering over it. Let me walk you through how yesterday's example trade actually gets managed to the exit, running through the tools we just covered. Remember from day 13, long NQ from 19,085, stop at 19,072, target at the 161.8% extension around 19,200, 2 contracts. Trade fills, price moves in my favor. First thing I'm watching for is the 2-to-1 level. With 13 points of risk, 2-to-1 is around 19,111. Price hits it. I take 1 contract off. Immediately, I move my stop on the second contract to 19,085, which is my entry. The trade cannot lose me money anymore. That's the mental unlock right there. Price keeps grinding higher. It makes a new higher low on the 1-minute chart at 19,128. I move my stop from 19,085 up to 19,125, just below that new higher low. Locked in profit on the second contract no matter what. Price makes another higher low at 19,155. Stop moves to 19,150. Now I've got a very healthy locked profit even if this reverses right now. price finally makes it to my original target at 19,200. Do I close? That's a judgment call, and here's how I make it. If the move up looks tired, small candles, declining volume, RSI overbought, I close the runner at target. Done. If the move looks strong, big candles, sustained volume, no signs of exhaustion, I let it keep going, trailing behind each new higher low. That's how a 2-contract NQ trade actually gets managed from entry to exit, not with gut, with rules. Now, back to what I told you to hang on to. The psychological effect of that first partial being bigger than the dollars it pays. Here's what actually happens the moment you take your first partial. Your brain reclassifies the trade. Up until that moment, it's a bet that could lose. The moment you close a portion at profit and move your stop to break even, your brain reclassifies it as a winning trade with a chance at more. That reclassification is enormous because it moves you out of fear mode and into patience mode. And patience is what lets runners run. Traders who never take partials spend the entire trade in fear of losing mode, which is why they close too early or move their stop too tight. Traders who take partials on the way up spend the rest of the trade in let it work mode, which is exactly the mental state that catches the outsized winners. The dollars from that first partial are almost secondary. What you're really buying is a calmer version of yourself for the rest of the trade, and a calmer version of you takes better exits. That is the entire game. Remember what I said at the very start. You can pick perfect entries every single day and still blow up your account. Now you know why. The click doesn't decide whether you make money on NQ. What happens between the click and the close does. 3 exit types. Rules for moving stops. A partials framework that structurally protects you from watching winners turn into losers. That's your exit playbook. Tomorrow, day 15, we go straight into stop losses, where we're going deeper into the exact placement, sizing, and mechanics of the stop. Because your stop is the single most important line on your chart, and most beginners are drawing it in the wrong place. If today was the video that finally clicked, drop a comment telling me the single hardest exit decision you've had to make on a trade so far. I want to see the honest ones. Hit subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you in day 15.